More than 2 years after the initial outbreak of COVID-19, the global aviation industry is still counting the costs of border and air travel restrictions. One of the effects that the pandemic has had has been record drops in passenger air traffic, especially at the major air hubs around the world. Of the major air hubs around the world that has taken a major hit has been Hong Kong. With some of the strictest restrictions in response to COVID-19, the city is still struggling to recover in terms of passenger air traffic, and this has cast some doubts as to the future of Hong Kong's position as a global aviation hub. While the struggles of Hong Kong as an aviation hub has been discussed, it has been brought to further attention by the Director General of IATA, Willie Walsh, who made some remarks regarding Hong Kong's current situation with the zero-COVID policy and how it has impacted its position in terms of global aviation. Speaking at a recent media event, Walsh was quoted saying regarding the issues in Hong Kong, saying, quote, "It is effectively off the map now, and I think it's going to be difficult for Hong Kong to recover." Walsh was further quoted saying, quote, "It's going to lag significantly behind the recovery that we're seeing elsewhere and has led to a tough time for all airlines operating there." Walsh's concerns regarding the state of Hong Kong as an aviation hub is warranted, as prior to the pandemic, the city had a solid position in terms of global air traffic. In 2019, Hong Kong International Airport served over 71 million passengers, while also handling around 4.8 million tons of cargo, making it the 13th busiest airport in the world and the number one hub for cargo traffic. And then the COVID-19 pandemic happened. Hong Kong would implement a zero-COVID strategy in line with mainland China, and it was mostly closed to foreign arrivals with the exception of residents. Of the major countries and states around the world, Hong Kong had one of the strictest arrival quarantine measures, which would require individuals to quarantine up to 21 days, and only recently this has been reduced. Along with being abided by passengers, these quarantine measures also affected airline crews such as from Cathay Pacific, which has also heavily affected the operations of the airline. Along with the strict quarantine protocols for arriving passengers, Hong Kong has implemented flight bans from countries where the origin has significant cases of COVID-19. These restrictions have been ongoing and obviously has had an effect on Hong Kong International Airport's passenger traffic along with Cathay Pacific, the hometown airline. During the year 2020, Hong Kong served just less than 9 million passengers in the year, an 87% decrease of passenger traffic compared to 2019. Then in 2021, it took an even deeper dive, serving just 1.4 million passengers. The situation seems to have not improved, while other airports in other countries have seen improvements in their passenger traffic, and this has led to some who have called it out, including Walsh and some in the aviation industry. And this is where the questions arise as to the future of Hong Kong as an aviation hub, as it seemed to be losing ground to its closest competitors in the region such as Singapore, which recently has been reopening for international traffic. While there are global concerns as to the future role of Hong Kong as an aviation hub, there seems to be some confidence from the leaders of the city. In response to Walsh's remarks, Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam said in a recent press event that there is no doubt that the city is an important aviation hub. When asked if the city would review the flight suspension mechanisms, Lam said that the bans were triggered because of a, quote, very relaxed approach in the other countries, leading to 3 or more positive cases among passengers on flights. Lam further added, quote, "We will continue to review and to make the necessary adjustments in light of the Hong Kong epidemic situation." While there are valid concerns in terms of the drastic drop in passenger traffic, there is also some reasons for optimism, especially in terms of air freight. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, Hong Kong Airport has seen an increase in cargo traffic, rising from 4.5 million tons of cargo in 2020, then climbing again to serve 5 million tons of cargo in 2021, which makes it the top air cargo hub in the world. As the airport expansion plans are still ongoing, especially with the third runway project, there are plans by a group to launch Greater Bay Airlines, another competing airline for the city. Compared to the rest of the world, Hong Kong is still continuing to play a tightrope with policy and the desires to reopen further. While airlines can make their recoveries, Their plans will be heavily affected more by how Hong Kong can maintain its status as a major Asian financial and business hub. Combined with the after effects of the Hong Kong pro-democracy protests in 2019, there have been some discontent from foreign companies who have based their operations in Asia there, along with the talent that have come. Going forward, Hong Kong's real challenge will be to reassure its place as a key financial and business hub in the region, and the success or failure of these measures will have a great effect on the aviation industry of the city. Do you think Hong Kong's position as an aviation hub is secure or has it lost ground? I'd definitely love to hear your take though. In the meantime, this has been Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. For the latest updates, you can check out the website at www.flightsinasia.com. In the meantime, thank you for watching and have a great day.